All right, everybody. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to upgrade the trim system on this Ibanez Blue Angel that I got from Guitar Center last Friday. So we're going to replace this unit here, and we're going to replace the locking screws up top as well. It should be a pretty good deal. I'm going to show you everything you need to do this project. A piece of cardboard, needle nose pliers, your Ernie Ball Power Peg Pro, and string cutters with a, if you want to use that winder, it don't matter, but that's what I got this for. An Allen wrench tool. I got this from Tone years ago, or you can have a little something like this if you want. It's just a mini version. Of course, we got our strings, Diodario gauge 9 to 42. Titanium gold locking screws. All right, you can get these. I got these from eBay, I think. No, I'm sorry, Amazon. And the Gotoh Trem unit, GE 1996T, 40 millimeter block. That's what we're going to use for that. And the upgraded gold Floyd Rose post. So that's everything you're going to need to do this project. Let's get started. And let's move this out of the way here. And we're kind of against the clock, so hopefully we can get this done in a reasonable amount of time. What I like to do is, normally if I'm doing a string change, I'll put this piece of cardboard under there to kind of stabilize the unit. But right now we're just going to take everything off right here, and this trim unit, it does fine. The Ibanez, it's fine. It's just I'm not sure the year of this guitar. I have to check it out to see the year of it. But so you want to take the slack off your strings right here. Really fast here. Thank God for this Ernie Ball Power Peg Pro, because it really makes life so much easier than doing a manual one of these things, the manual tool. And like I said, this tool comes in handy big time. You got it from Tone, and you want to use the long end to start to unscrew your long bolts here. And you just pop that string out. I'll screw that back in, because I'm going to save this unit. The unit's not too bad, but I will save it. Always like the gold hardware. And we'll get this here and pop that string out and tighten it. The reason I'm tightening the long bolts back is to keep the small block inserts from falling out, because those are those are hard to find when they fall out. They always are for me. They're so tiny, and it's like, oh man. And the high E string is always kind of tough to get out for some reason every time I do these projects. I don't know why. All right, so we got that in, or got those screwed in. I'm going to take this, press down on this bar. I'm going to slide this out. Now see how it goes way back into the cavity. We need to remove these strings real quick, and we'll just pop them over to the side. These strings hadn't been on long. I just, I put them on when I got the guitar. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to change out this trim system. So that's why you have needle nose, man, because sometimes these things can get a little annoying. But this looks like it looks like it has a little age on it, this guitar, just by looking at the hardware. So I don't know, it's been sitting around a while, but it plays great. It plays really good. So let's see, get this out here. And I've done these, I've swapped out and done these upgrades plenty of times, and the comments I get are mostly positive, and a lot of times you get, you know, somebody wants to be negative and be a smart aleck and telling me I'm doing this wrong, that wrong, but I'm just here to tell you this is how I do it, and it works for me. However you do it works for you, and that's wonderful. And I did a video like this a couple of years ago where I upgraded and I kept calling this a Gotoh Floyd Rose, and people were losing their mind. It is not a Gotoh Floyd Rose. I understand that now, but people were really quick to jump on the comment section and say over and over, it's not a Floyd Rose, it's not a Floyd Rose, you son of a blah, blah, blah. I was like, God almighty, man, calm the heck down. So it's a Gotoh Trem. This is an Ibanez trim, and you know, I just, look, man, I made a mistake. I like to meet people who has never made a mistake in their life. So we got to take this back plate off, and I totally forgot about that. I got to get my, what year is this anyway? Okay, this is a 2001. All right, wow, it's got some age on it then. I didn't know it was guitar was that old. Get my screwdriver here. So we gotta take this back plate off. So I always forget something. Every time I'm working on something, I always forget to grab a tool. I try to keep everything close by because my work area is very tiny. So we want to get all these off here real quick. And this procedure is really not that bad. Once you've done it a couple of times and you understand how to set things up, it's not bad. It's not bad. I remember the first time I did it, man, it took me probably a couple hours. Because I was trying to understand the balance of everything and get everything leveled out and all that good stuff. They have these slots cut out, and if you don't know, they have them cut out, so if you have to tighten the claw up, you can just stick your Phillips head in there and tighten it without, this prevents you from having to take the plate off every time. That's why on most of my guitars, I keep the plate off. So you can see this block is very small. And I was one of those people that that always said, oh, it's not going to matter. It ain't going to matter about putting a new thing in there with a block. Well, yeah, it does too. I was one of those people, man, that didn't believe that. You have a better block, it does help with sustain and everything. So you see that just falls right out after we've dismantled everything. And that is a 34 millimeter. That's small. So hopefully this will fit without any, you know, we can make it work. If I have to, I'll leave the back plate off, because sometimes these bigger blocks you can't put the back plate back on because it just, you know, the block's kind of big. So, but we'll see here. We'll see. Put this back. These units are nice, man. These Gotoh Trem units are absolutely awesome. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to move these saddles in their proper position, and it helps with intonation. Now, when you get one of these units, it does come with some posts, and, you know, the studs and all that, but you would have to drill, because if I took this off and tried to put it in there, it wouldn't fit, because these are bigger in circumference. So there's the bar. So I don't use those posts. They're nice. I don't use them. I just use I just buy the upgraded posts. I don't use their springs because they're small, short rather, and I would think they would be a tighter, you know, more tighter of a spring. So I don't like real tight springs on my unit. So I don't use the post. I don't use the springs. Here's the Allen wrenches that come with everything. And I got a bunch of these. I just pop them out like this. And you're going to need a couple of these to help with the setup of the unit, of the Gotoh unit there. And you see this small one right here. It's like, wow, that is really small. What do you do with that? And I'll show you. Really, really small. And I just throw those in there. I'm not going to need those. So first thing, let's... these two saddles are pretty good. I got to move this one back a little bit. So you want your first two saddles to be back just a touch. Like that right there. See how they're back? They're not level with the edge. You want them to be back just a little bit right there. And let me tighten that up. There we go. Make sure they're pretty firm, because I've done these before where I thought I had it tight and it wasn't. And then when I put the strings on, the saddle started to move. So your third saddle is going to be up flush with the unit. See there? Flush right there at it. And we'll tighten that back up here. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then you want to have this one, which would be for your G string, is going to be back where it's the same as these, and it's pretty close, but I'm just going to move it back just a touch. Just a touch. I mean, it's right there, but there we go. Not too much. Let's see. There we go. Right there. We'll tighten that back up. And then your E and B strings are going to be flush. They're going to be flush with the edge of the unit. Now this will, like I said, this will really help with your intonation big time. Because if you don't do this, man, you'll tune your guitar up and everything is, even though it'll say it's in tune, you go to do a chord and it's totally, it'll sound horrible, I'm telling you. Now this is just getting in the ballpark where there should be, you know, but it'll work. And you want to back off your fine tuners. That's one thing I'd always forget to do. I'd put the strings on and then go to tune it, and I was like, oh man, they're already screwed all the way down. I don't have any play in them, so we're going to back these off. And what I love about these units is these fine tuners are really smooth. They're not real, they don't feel real like choppy, you know, they don't get hung up. And so really smooth. You get a very good quality trim system for the money. The gold ones cost a little bit more. But and the small right here, the small Allen wrench is for this right here. So when you want to put the whammy bar in, let's see if it'll go in first. This is your Tightman adjustment screw. Oh wow, that's perfect. See, the free fall is just enough. That's perfect. I don't have, but if you want to tighten it or whatever, that's what that little screw is for right there. So let's put this in. I'm just seeing how it's going to look before I swap anything out. Now you can see some of the long screws are hitting against the back there. Now you can change that. You can fix it to where you can replace these long bolts with stainless steel, and they're shorter, and I have some. But I'm not going to worry about it right now, because when this thing is going to be set up, it's going to be floating. And so that's not going to bother me none, really. So let's just see how it looks on the back. Oh yeah, that's going to fit just fine. Yeah, you can change these out to shorter. I got some, but I'm not going to worry about that. So here's the big thing. Here's what you want to actually remember. You got to replace your post, man. And I've had this question asked plenty of times. Hey, did you bore the holes out for a new post? Nope, I just buy the upgraded Floyd Rose post. And we're going to put these in here. And for the sake of time, I'm going to stop this for a second. My battery's getting low. And then we'll pick right back up. As you can see, I went ahead and swapped it out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cardboard. I mean, you can use this. You can use this. There's other things you can use. I'm going to gently press down on the whammy bar and slide this underneath to keep it level. You see there? And now we're going to put the strings on. We want to get that done. We're going to start to get it tuned up and try to get the balance right. So everything will be level and, you know, it'll hold its tuning. Now, when you're putting your strings on, all right, you want to make sure you want to cut right about where the fine tuner is. That's where you want to cut. Don't cut nowhere up in here because you got to have some slack to put the string in. So you're going to get your tool, back this off, and you're going to place this down in the front of the block insert, tighten it up with a pretty good snug there. And then we're going to take our PowerPeg Pro and we're going to wrap this. And you want to make sure when you're wrapping, keep this down. See how I do my finger? And this is the way I put my strings on, where the ball of the string is up top. That way I don't have to worry about anything slipping out. Now you can already hear that. See how low that is? So that means I have to raise these posts. I have to raise the action. That is very, very low, which, you know, that's fine. We can make adjustments as we go. It's not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. No big deal. It's just, you know, we're trying to get things in the ballpark here. Almost there. But, you know, and things will move along as we get more tension on the strings. It will make this unit go a little further up, and then it will raise the string up. So let's carry on. Okay, I had to swap out batteries there. Sorry about that. So we're in the process of putting the strings on now, and we got to do the black here. And that's why usually I have a flashlight so I can see. In my old age, it's hard to see get the string through the peg there. And like I said, you want to cut right about the fine tuner. And take your tool here. There we go. Get that nice and snug there. There we go. And like I said, the more tension we put on the strings as we tighten them, it'll pull up this unit. It'll pull up the trim unit. You want to make sure that the string goes under the ball when you're tightening it, of course, because these, most Ibanez guitars don't have a string retainer because the headstock is tilted back enough to where it doesn't require one. All right, and what was I saying? The green, we got that. I tell you what, my son got me a box of these. The strings, a big box, and it has a cap on the side, and what it is, it's individual strings, and I had to get a couple of individuals, and it saves you from opening up a new pack, so that really came in handy. So yeah, let's see, very convenient. There we go, feel that slide down. And you want to make sure it's right in front of the block too. It's really easy for these things to slide onto the side of the insert block, and it'll get pinched, and I've had that happen. That's another reason why I like to have a flashlight, so I can see, make sure that it's in front of the block. Yeah. And plus the lighting in this room is just absolutely horrible when you're doing stuff like this, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Get my thumb out of there so we don't get sliced off. There we go. Good, good. All right, and we need purple. Let's get these other two strings. We've got everything strung up here, and you know, we have our, let me get my flashlight so I can kind of show you. We have our saddles intonated pretty well, I would say. You can look at the string height is really, the action is really low, but there's no buzzing. That's good. I like to have low action. And again, you have to adjust these posts here to adjust your action height, and it's all just personal preference. That's really nice the way that's sitting. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through the strings, and we're going to tune right here, kind of just get a general idea of where we're at. And let's see here. All right. Nice. All right, that sounds good. So, and these clip-on tuners, these snarks, they're good, but they're not spot-on accurate like a Boss chromatic tuner. But, you know, it'll get you in the ballpark until I can get the Boss activated and get it up and running. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on these things here. Give me some trouble there. And I get these from Munster Bolts. And again, I got these from Amazon, and they're titanium gold locking screws. So, you know, I used to buy from another place back in the day, and there's nothing wrong with that stuff, but they were just too expensive, man. I just couldn't see spending that kind of money for when now you can get them from Amazon for, you know, a lot better value, and they work great. But it's personal preference. Hey, you do what you want. It's your money. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I like to do. You always have to give out these disclaimers on a video because people get silly sometimes, man. So let's see if we can get this lined up in here, and we'll get these tightened down, and we'll go from there. Where is my? There it is. Here we go. You want to snug them a little bit first, and some people love getting these things on extremely tight. I like them tight, but I don't want them so tight where it's just ridiculous. I get them a little snug right here, like that right there. And now I'll go through the tuning again, and we got to take this off. See, that came right off. That's a good sign. That means the level of everything should be about right. It's a little sharp. That's okay. We can adjust it. That's sharp, a little sharp. That's all right. We'll fix it here. There we go. Let's go to this one, because it's going to stretch, man. These strings are new. They're going to stretch. And I think I have my slack all the way out on these things. On these fine tuners. I might have to... Yeah, I might have to do some adjustment up top here. And another thing is, too, you can do the bar and, you know, get them stretched out, rather. So let's check it now. Still a little sharp. A little sharp, a little sharp. That's flat. Yeah, they're going to move. That one's good. That one's good. I need to loosen this right here. Just a little bit. Bring this down some. Just... All right, let's see. And sometimes you have to be careful, because sometimes these things will put pressure on the strings and it'll make them go up in pitch. It's just all these guitars with Floyd systems are different like that. Yeah, there we go. That's okay. Let's bring it up just a touch. Here we go, and that A needs to come up some. Just a little bit. That D needs to come down a little more. And yeah, I got my fine tuners all the way out, which bring that down where it's a little low. That way we can work the fine tuner and bring it back up to pitch. That's okay. See how it came up just a touch when I tightened that screw. Alright. Alright, let's check this one. It sounds a little out, but it reads that it's good, but let's see, that's good. That's good. Alright, now sounds good. And I do these chords right here for my intonation check. This is a E with the open string. See how that's smooth? And then I go. And I do the little floating with the trim there. And then I do that little Doobie Brothers riff, you know. The reason I do that is if I can do this bar chord and I don't have to press real hard and it's very comfortable, I know that my action is great. And there's no dead notes. That's good. That's good. That's good. So you want to let's check the tuning again. See how it's holding up. That's not bad, man. Not bad. We got to remember we got new strings. It's holding its tuning really well, guys. Let's see. Stretch them a little. Yeah, see there? Perfect. Nice. Like I said, they're going to move a little because they have to settle. I'm turning the volume down like it's like I'm hooked up. That is a habit. But that's good. All right, man, there you go. So we swapped out that trim system. Successful project, I would say. Very nice. And so there you have it. The Gotoh swapping out there from the Ibanez trim. That just looks so much better. Looks so much better there. And with the gold locking screws at the top is a nice addition compared to the cheap black ones, you know. But there we go. Can't wait to plug it up and jam on it. But in the meantime, I need to clean this mess up because I have to go to work. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video swapping out a Ibanez trim to a Gotoh trim. There you go. Look at the difference. Again, this is what did I say this was? An 05 or an 01? An 01. So yeah, this guitar is 24 years old. So no wonder for it to be that old, the oxidation on it, the old unit wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. So there we go. The Blue Angel upgrade complete. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe, give us a comment. I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.